Yes guys, another big night of Premier League football, Chelsea versus Everton. Before we get into anything though, it does mean there is another week of Ultimate Fan with an opportunity to win $5 for each and every one of you. Potentially, if you get decent pack luck and you manage to build a team who score the most points, then you'll win 5k. It's fantasy football crossed with FIFA pack openings. You can download the app, the link is in the description, and join the GBFC Invitational League. The code is NW5828. Best of luck with your pack luck. There are so many game weeks coming, so keep an eye on the app. Make sure you know when the packs are going to drop. Best of luck. Enjoy the video.
Yes guys, welcome back to another video. Welcome to the George Benson Football Channel. Today we have got a Chelsea versus Everton Premier League match preview. The good news is we've got no new injuries and it looks as though players are slowly coming back from injuries, which is great news. Chalobah and Kante are ready today. Hallelujah to that one. I've had a fever and I've been in bed all week since about Monday afternoon, which fortunately I'd already filmed the 3 More Points podcast with Eunice. If you haven't seen that, it was uploaded yesterday. It's 40 minutes long. It's a great chat between Eunice and I. If you do want a bit of extra GBFC Chelsea content before 6 things we learned that will go out straight after the game today against Everton. Chelsea haven't lost at home to Everton in the Premier League since 1994. 26 matches ago. We've won 15 of them, drawn 11, but we haven't lost since the year that I was bloody born, which is 27 years ago, which is absolutely astronomical. So hopefully tonight, when you look at that statistic, which I don't always believe in these kind of things, but you look at that, plus you look at the way that Everton have been playing, you look at Chelsea's recent form and you can put a lot of that down to those injuries, but now we're looking like we're going to be a bit fitter, we're going to have more players available. When you add all of those things together, I think surely this game must end in a Chelsea victory. If it doesn't, I will be surprised. There are very few people giving Everton any kind of chance today whatsoever, which, considering the way that Rafa Benitez has them playing, they've got injury worries too. They've got a lot of high-profile first-team personnel, players like Luca Dean, who is a left-back, left wing-back, and seems to have fallen out with Rafa Benitez. He was fit, and then a day before the match, he says, I'm actually ill. So there's a few things I think going on behind the scenes at Everton which could lead Rafa Benitez to being sacked as an almost inevitability at this point. They were humbled and almost abused by Liverpool in the Merseyside derby. I'd go as far as to say that's a genuine way of putting it. And if Chelsea do Everton over by a big scoreline tonight, which isn't unforeseeable, then I do think Rafa Benitez will be gone before any more Christmas games, which we say, any more Christmas games, we've got to be careful here because COVID, again, God, it's going to ruin my CPM now for mentioning that C word, but it looks as though it's all going off again, doesn't it? All of these vaccinations, yeah.
There's still bloody loads of cases, it's wonderful this is.
Our football at Christmas may well be called off, who knows? So tonight against Everton, we've got to enjoy it because it might be the last game for a while. Hopefully, we manage to, pull our finger out here and figure out a way that this can actually be done. Maybe there's no fans, whatever. I just, with the current way this UK government's going, I really don't see any positivity in many things that could be decided as a result of the C-word virus once more. So, there's my 2 penneth on politics for the day, but we move into my starting 11 for Chelsea here today at home to Everton. With players coming back, we've got to also be careful that we maybe don't shove everybody out there into the starting 11 immediately, because this is, again, just one game amongst the huge few weeks of multiple games. We've got so many matches coming up. We've even got Brentford in the Cup, which is one that I absolutely forgot about too. There's another game coming at the weekend, which is on Sunday, and it's bloody Thursday night and we're playing tonight. So games are coming thick and fast. We do need to keep an eye on everybody who is out there. So let me get up on the screen the team that we've gone with. Of course, we begin with Mr. Edouard Mendy. Mr. Mendy, he's not been in the best form recently. Chelsea's defensive form has not been good whatsoever. We have been seriously struggling. We've been conceding goals. It's something that we do need to rectify as soon as possible. I think we can actually look at how many goals Chelsea conceded in the early parts of the season, and we can very simply say it was overachieving. I remember I sat on Alex Goldberg's The Byline podcast and we were answering questions about higher or lower, and the question was, will Chelsea concede less this year than what we conceded when we won the league in 2004-05? And I said no, Alex said no too, because it's not a sustainable thing to expect. That Chelsea team under Mourinho were, okay, I think this team's pretty special as well, but defensively, that team and the way that we were managed and drilled and the way that we managed to not have so many important injuries was the reason why that team was so consistently successful in a defensive manner. This time around, we've had so many injuries. People get carried away saying, Tuchel's finished, people have found him out, Chelsea are over it now. We're still just 2 points adrift of the Premier League title race, which is not actually true because City won 7-0 the other day. I'd forgotten about that, but we are still within a win away from being one win away from regaining top spot if other teams drop points too. So Mendy keeps his place in goal. Defensively at the moment, I am not confident with anything, but if there is two defenders that do make me very confident, it's Thiago Silva and Rudiger. And today I've partnered Andreas Christensen alongside those two defenders. I was thinking Chalobah's back available. I think he's been the better of him and Christensen so far in recent weeks. However, Chalobah back from injury means we do not want to rush him back in. I cannot stress enough how important it is that despite players coming back, Thomas Tuchel, Chelsea, we still manage this as best as we can so that we do not instigate reoccurrences of similar or the same injuries. So Christensen is in the back line alongside Thiago Silva and Tony Rudiger. We move into the wing-backs. Reece James is the right wing-back today and Marcos Alonso is the left wing-back. It's a tough one because I've lost my confidence in Marcos Alonso right now. You guys know that I absolutely love Reece James. I keep thinking to myself, well, do we try Reece James at left wing-back, which we saw him do for some time a couple of games ago, and then put Azpilicueta in the right wing-back position? But I think Azpi is looking relatively slow. He's not playing every single game, which I think in the past has actually helped him to remain at the peak of his match fitness. But recently, he's just looked off the pace. And I think today, we've got to go with that natural left-sided player in Marcos Alonso. Hopefully, we can exploit what is a much weakened Everton team. They've got injuries to worry about themselves here today. So Marcos Alonso, we can back him to try and get forward against this Everton team, create opportunities. And Reece James, well, he kind of just speaks for himself at this point. We move into the central midfield too. N'Golo Kante is back. However, Jorginho, who scored twice in the home league game against Leeds at the weekend, and Ruben keeps his place. It is a Jorginho, Ruben Loftus-Cheek central midfield. If Chelsea is struggling, which we've got to hope after 65 minutes or so in this game that we could maybe have got the game won, that would be ideal, in which case we can either see how N'Golo Kante is today in terms of is he actually ready to play. If not, then we don't need to bring him on. If Chelsea have got the game done and dusted, or it looks like it's done and dusted after 65, 70 minutes. So N'Golo Kante being fit again does make me excited. He's been in training, which does mean that he's ready to go, according to Thomas Tuchel in the press conference yesterday. But I got faith in Ruben and Jorginho to get the job done today against Everton. We move into a front three, and I've gone with Mason Mount, Timo Werner, and Kai Havertz through the middle. Lukaku has just not been playing well enough, and he didn't come on against Leeds, which may be because he was being rested for this game to start tonight against a weakened Everton side who are low on confidence, his former club. But I just don't think he's going to start. And I think a lot of that is down to the fact he probably doesn't deserve to start at this moment in time. Yes, he is our big money striker signing. But Kai Havertz, I just feel as though Kai Havertz is 1 or 2 games away from finally igniting that fuse. And I think against the weakened, like I keep saying, Everton side tonight, Kai Havertz through the middle could well have enough to really unlock A, himself, and B, that Everton defence to get Chelsea forward scoring goals. So yeah, my throat is still a little bit sore. I'm going to wrap this one up early for you guys today. My score prediction is Chelsea 3, Everton 0. I really don't actually think we're going to keep a clean sheet because that's just the way I've been feeling about the last 7 or 8 games. But today could be the day where we refine form, don't concede a goal, get the job done, and keep the pressure on the scintillating, brilliant Manchester City. Right now, Liverpool looking good too, not playing well, but getting wins. And Chelsea need to make sure that even if we're not playing well, we're still winning football matches. But anyway, thank you guys for watching. I will see you after the game for 6 things that we learned. Come on, you Blues.